Daryl from Progressive.
Hey, what is that? Like legit?
Yeah.
I don't know what is. That's the same thing I see watching me from the inside.
While trekking through a thick forest in Spain, someone ended up recording a weird, loud growl echoing from somewhere deep in the trees. They never actually saw any animal, and whatever made that roar is still a mystery. The hiker bailed right after recording it because they felt really unsafe. Now, the clip is online, and everyone's trying to guess what could have made that creepy sound. A video recorded on a quiet farm shows a little girl playing, while several tiny dinosaur-like creatures run around her. Specialists who reviewed the clip say there are no clear signs of editing or CGI, making it seem surprisingly authentic at first glance. The scene leaves viewers caught between excitement and unease. If creatures like this truly exist, would humans even have the means to protect themselves? The moment raises a bigger question. Are we witnessing the beginning of a new dino era, or was this just an odd and isolated event captured by chance? A solo hiker was way out in the wild, enjoying the silence and totally losing track of time. After walking for hours, he ended up in an area surrounded by thick pine trees. That's when he heard something heavy moving around, like a big creature pushing through the bushes. Thinking it was just a large animal, he took out his phone to film it. But what he actually caught on camera was way more unsettling than he expected.
I don't know what is. That's the same thing I see watching me from the inside.
It was definitely not just some regular animal. What do you think? A hiker was way out in Conacool National Forest around 2:30 a.m. on a quiet solo walk. As he walked past a thick patch of bushes, he suddenly heard one heavy step behind him. When he turned around, this is what he saw. He said the thing was taller than he was, easily more than 6 feet. He quickly grabbed his phone and managed to record it for a split second before it disappeared. After that, he couldn't shake the feeling that something big was keeping an eye on him, even though it never showed up again for the rest of the night. A man was walking in the woods when he spotted what he thought was a Bigfoot. He started recording it on his camera. The creature then moved behind some trees. The man tried talking to it, asking it a question, and in response, the creature made a strange, squeaky sound.
Daryl from Progressive.
They say the squeaky sound doesn't match the usual Bigfoot noises people talk about, and if the video is real, maybe Bigfoot can actually talk or make sounds to communicate. This new clip, filmed near Kentucky Ridge Forest, has really gotten Bigfoot fans talking. Check it out. The person who filmed it claims this thing had been hanging around and bothering the property for a while, but this was the first time they actually got it on camera. The video cuts off suddenly, so people are left wondering if it's even real. And honestly, why are Bigfoot clips always so blurry? The video shows a huge creature walking through the woods. It looks about 7 to 8 feet tall. Seeing something like that in real life would scare anyone, and the person filming was clearly shaken too. When the clip was posted online, people in the paranormal community quickly said it must be Bigfoot. They rejected the idea that it was a bear or an ape, because of how tall and big it looked. Bigfoot stories have been around for many years, with fans and researchers always looking for proof. This video is interesting because it's quite clear and gives a good look at whatever this thing is in the forest. While walking through the woods in Pennsylvania with his friend Gavin, 15-year-old Lucas suddenly caught a horrible smell. Thinking there might be a dead animal nearby, he took out his phone. That's when he got the feeling he was being watched. Looking through the trees, he saw a crouched, ape-like figure, huge, quiet, and staring right at him. He quickly took a photo and then started recording as it stood up and walked away. It looked way too human to be a bear, but way too weird to be a normal person. Ever since, Lucas keeps rewatching the video again and again, still pretty shaken up by it. One evening, a homeowner started hearing weird noises coming from the forest behind the backyard. Curious, he grabbed a flashlight and went out to check. As he walked into the trees, he noticed something moving behind a trunk but couldn't quite make it out. Then suddenly, a head peeked out from behind the tree and darted back out of sight. The figure seemed to have dark hair and dark eyes, but the lighting was so bad it was hard to be sure. Freaked out, he bolted back to the house and locked every door. On July 18, 2025, a family was making their way across a mountain ridge in Alberta, Canada, when they suddenly noticed something unusual. Something huge was gliding across the landscape. It was way too big to ignore, but it was so far away that no one could tell what or who was actually walking along that ridge. While exploring an abandoned building, an adventurer's visit is suddenly cut short by something terrifying. A pale, humanoid creature with huge dark eyes slowly crawls in through an open window. Its body is thin, and its hands end in sharp claws. The moment the explorer spots it, they don't wait around to see what it wants. They immediately run for their life. The creature itself looks like something out of a nightmare, almost like a strange, twisted relative of the Rake, adding to the unsettling mystery of what it really is. While surveying a remote area, a ranger ended up catching something terrifying on camera. As he scanned the field with his spotlight, it lit up a white figure. The second it seemed to realize it was being watched, it quickly dropped down and crawled behind a tree, disappearing into the darkness. The ranger kept his flashlight fixed on the spot, and a few seconds later, the figure showed up again, carefully moving between the trees before slipping deeper into the forest. When people took a closer look at the footage, many said it looked a lot like the creature known as the Rake. The ranger never saw it again, but he did say that weird things had happened in that forest before. A passenger on a flight from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, cruising at about 30,000 feet, filmed something unusual on the ground below. As the sun was setting, they noticed strange, bright structures shining intensely, creating a surreal and mysterious scene in the golden light. When the footage was shared online, it sparked a lot of discussion. Some viewers explained that the glowing shapes were most likely large solar power plants, which fits with the reflective surfaces and the fact that the area is known for solar energy projects. Others, however, weren't convinced. Some suggested it could be something supernatural, and a few even hinted at possible alien activity. A family was on a road trip when they noticed something weird in the woods. As they drove past a thick patch of trees, they spotted a big black figure hiding behind a tree. It looked like it was watching them, and when it realized they'd seen it, it crouched down, trying to hide. It had a wide, solid build and moved kind of like a person, but it didn't really match the usual Bigfoot descriptions. Honestly, it looked more like someone dressed up in a costume, but that didn't make it any less creepy. This guy was driving alone on a quiet road at night when his car suddenly died for no obvious reason. As he sat there in the creepy silence, trying to figure out what went wrong, his dashcam picked up something disturbing. A strange figure standing in front of his car. The whole thing shook him up so much that he became convinced he'd seen a ghost. With the weird timing of his car breaking down and that figure appearing, he believed the ghost had sucked the power from his battery and left him stuck there in the dark. While the man is walking his dog through the woods, the dog suddenly starts acting nervous, like it's picked up on something strange nearby. As the dog's anxiety ramps up, something unexpected happens.
I've been out here walking my dog for a minute, and I really... No, it's okay, boy. He spooked about something. Something's been following us. And I can just hear it. No, boy. Come on. It's okay. Come on, it's okay. Come on. No, boy. No.
A lion cub quietly starts trailing behind them, and the worried owner hurries after his dog. Both of them are running on pure adrenaline as they get away from the unexpected danger. A woman decided to take a shortcut through a wooded path one night on her way home. Halfway in, she got that creepy feeling, like someone was watching her. She pulled out her phone and started recording. As she panned across the trees, she spotted it. A pitch-black figure half hidden behind a tree, with glowing eyes staring right at her. She didn't stick around to investigate. She turned back and got out of there. Whoever or whatever it was out there that night is still unknown. A man was hiking in American Fork Canyon when he noticed something moving among the trees. At first, he thought it was a moose or an elk, but as he moved closer and got a clearer view, he realized something was off. In the footage he captured, a large, hairy figure can be seen standing upright on two legs, partially hidden by the dense forest. The creature has a distinct humanoid shape, is covered in thick fur, and moves in a way that doesn't match any known animal in the area, leading many to believe it could be Bigfoot. Startled by what he saw, the man ran, and the video has since stirred both excitement and skepticism as people debate whether it's real evidence of the legendary creature or just another unexplained sighting. The flying creature in the video doesn't look like a normal bird at all. Its wings seem webbed, its beak is long, and even from far away, it appears strangely large, clearly not an ordinary animal. A predator like this wouldn't be interested in posing for photos. It would be focused on finding its next meal, which raises a worrying thought about whether humans are really ready to face such creatures in real life. A strange piece of footage shows a bird flying while emitting blue lights, which is definitely not normal, and left viewers completely puzzled. People online began debating how a bird could naturally produce such lights. Some suggested it might have come into contact with something electrical, like flickering lights nearby, while others were convinced it was actually a drone disguised as a bird, equipped with glowing lights for some unknown, possibly suspicious purpose. Because the object was far away, and even the location of the recording wasn't shared, it's impossible to know for sure what it really was, adding even more mystery to the sighting. While camping in the woods, this guy heard a weird noise and started filming. Out of nowhere, he saw this on camera. He ends up filming a small, brown, ape-like figure jumping through the trees. The clip was shot in Leominster, Massachusetts, back in 2015, a place where there aren't supposed to be any wild apes. Some people think it might be a baby Bigfoot, while others insist it's just a person in a costume. In the end, no one's really sure how real the footage actually is. A night vision trail cam picked up something weird deep in the woods. It didn't look like a normal animal, but it didn't quite look human either. Its arms were long, like a monkey's, but way more jacked. Definitely not the kind of thing you'd expect to see roaming around the American forest at night. And honestly, it seems pretty unlikely that someone would be out there in a Bigfoot costume in the middle of the dark. So, was it really Bigfoot, or is there some other explanation? Two hikers were exploring the woods when they suddenly heard strange, unfamiliar noises. As they looked around, they spotted something moving in the distance between the trees and decided to wait and observe.
What the hell?
their camera eventually captured a pale, unsettling creature slowly approaching them. It appeared tall and thin, with a rake-like humanoid shape and long, bony fingers. Disturbed and frightened by what they were seeing, the hikers quickly chose to leave the area, putting as much distance as possible between themselves and the mysterious figure. In this video, a supposed Bigfoot is seen doing something unusual. Rather than just standing or wandering in the distance, it actually moves toward the person filming. The creature's approach, combined with the tense, uneasy atmosphere in the footage, makes the clip feel especially disturbing. There is no clear information about what happened to the person behind the camera afterward, leaving unanswered questions about whether there was an encounter or any danger, which adds even more mystery to the sighting. A family was filming a fun little video in the woods when something totally unexpected showed up on camera. Out of nowhere, a huge creature stepped out from the trees. They later said it looked like a weird mix between a dog and a human, though the video isn't clear enough to be sure. Then, out of suddenly, the creature rushed straight at the camera, and the recording cuts off, leaving everyone with more questions than answers. A person filmed a bizarre scene from across the street. A long, pinkish creature protruding from a hole in a wall. Its appearance is unsettling, resembling a tongue or tentacle, but with a smooth, shiny texture that almost looks synthetic. The way it moves is even stranger. Its motions are unusually soft and fluid, giving it an unnatural, practically artificial quality. As it wiggles and twists in a strangely controlled way, the footage raises a big question. Is this a real, unknown creature or a cleverly made CGI effect? On a foggy night at a castle in Scotland, someone captured eerie footage of a large flying creature above the castle. From a distance, it looks far too big to be a normal bird, and a closer look shows wings that resemble bat wings, giving it a dragon-like appearance. Strange, considering dragons belong to folklore, not reality. The sight has left people wondering whether this is something supernatural, a real unknown creature, or simply an edited video made to fool viewers. A man was out enjoying nature with his dog when he filmed this video, not realizing something creepy showed up in the background. According to the uploader, you can see what looks like a face and an arm emerging from the shadows at one point. The second part of the clip is zoomed in to show it more clearly. Some viewers think it might be something paranormal, while others believe it's just a person distorted by shadows and low video quality. With footage this unclear, it's impossible to know for sure. Could it be something supernatural? What do you think? While out in the middle of the Pacific Northwest, this family spotted something really weird way off in the distance.
Okay. Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's no... You see what I'm
What's
saying?
that? What is that?
Tree.
No. You moved it, right? Right there. See it?
Uh-huh.
Look.
There's nobody there. Where? I can't see.
Look. Is it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody.
Not up in the
down
trees.
there. There's nobody down there no more. See?
They saw someone, or something, moving along the tree line. It was a really tall figure, close to 8 feet, and it seemed to blend right in with the forest. They did get it on video, but because it was so far away and the camera wasn't great, it's pretty hard to tell what they actually caught. This video was filmed by some backpackers exploring the Amazon. While they were crossing a bridge, one of them caught something weird on camera, a small humanoid figure standing on a rock in the river. It had long, skinny limbs and looked like it was wearing tight clothes. What made it even stranger was how perfectly it blended in with the surroundings, almost matching the exact colors around it. That's probably why the hikers didn't spot it right away. So the big question is, what exactly was that figure? A guy was out camping in the forest when he decided to do a little treasure hunting in the woods. His metal detector started beeping near a tree, so he began to dig. What he found was pretty creepy. A doll's head with weird red markings on it. Even though it looked unsettling, he didn't freak out and kept checking it out. He noticed a hole in the neck and realized there were coins hidden inside. Why the doll was buried there and why it was stuffed with coins is still a complete mystery. Scientists have recently discovered a new worm species with some very unusual features. This worm can actually fold its face into its body, almost as if it's hiding it away. When the face unfolds, it reveals two black claw-like structures positioned right on its face, giving it a slightly menacing look. These claws appear sharp and powerful, suggesting they might be used for defense or to help the worm in some kind of interaction with its surroundings. The worm's appearance is so distinctive that many people online have compared it to an already well-known worm species, with some even thinking it might be the same one, sparking curiosity and debate among those familiar with different types of worms. A usually calm and slow-moving sea turtle is captured in a surprising piece of footage, leaping out of the water and diving back in with impressive agility. In the clip, the turtle bursts out of the sea, performs what looks like acrobatic moves in the air, and then smoothly re-enters the water, completely defying the common idea that turtles are clumsy or sluggish. The moment reveals a hidden, energetic side to the animal, almost like a sea ninja turtle, beneath its typically laid-back image. A TikTok motorcyclist was recording his ride through thick woodland when he realized he was completely lost. After wandering around on the trails and failing to find a way out, he stopped to try calling a friend, but couldn't get through. While he was standing there, unsure of his next move, he suddenly heard hissing coming from the nearby bushes. He spun around, searching for the source of the sound. The uploader later claimed a hidden creature was lurking among the plants and even added an arrow on the screen to show where it was. But the figure is so well camouflaged that many viewers couldn't spot it. This has led to all kinds of theories. Some think it's a bear or a wolf, while others suspect a cryptid like Bigfoot. Myrtle Sarosa, a well-known model and actress from the Philippines, had a creepy experience while visiting eastern Samar. While they were out touring, they noticed a small, ghostly-looking figure in the street. Myrtle said the figure looked like a kid around 10 years old, with a pale face and wearing a bluish-white shirt. They considered going back to check on the child, but their tour guide quickly warned them about ghosts being seen in that area and told them they should leave right away. A Reddit user was out late at night when he spotted something strange in the sky, a round, disc-shaped object just hovering quietly in the clouds. He couldn't tell if it was a UFO or just some weird weather thing. It stayed completely still for a bit and then suddenly disappeared into the night, leaving him with nothing but questions. 4 friends were driving through a forest late at night, and as they passed a cemetery, their dashcam accidentally caught something odd. A faint figure of a man showed up on the screen, so faint they didn't even notice it in the moment, but when they watched the footage later, they were shocked. The creepy part? All of them had felt a sudden chill and weird uneasiness when they drove by the cemetery without knowing why. After seeing the figure in the video, everything suddenly made sense. In this clip, a guy is working alone in a dark basement when he suddenly notices something really unsettling.
Unnskyld? Hører du meg? Hallo? Bro, hva faen? Helvete.
A guy suddenly steps out of the shadows, whistling and walking toward him in this creepy, zombie-like way. He doesn't say a word, just keeps coming closer. To this day, no one really knows who he was or what he was doing down there. Late one night, an observer noticed a strange glowing object in the sky. Unlike anything seen before, its fiery look became clearer on closer inspection, but it didn't resemble a normal flame. Then, a second, larger object suddenly appeared beside it, a star-shaped form with many tentacle-like extensions, before vanishing back into the sky just as quickly. The mysterious sight left the observer shocked and confused, wondering whether these objects were some kind of rare natural phenomenon or something entirely different. In the video, the recording initially shows just one person, but in the dark background, something unsettling becomes visible. At first, it looks like objects are floating in midair, but a closer look reveals that they are dolls of different skin tones. One dark-skinned doll and several light-skinned ones, hanging by strings. Viewers of this channel are familiar with the idea that spirits or demons can be bound to dolls and left in certain places, leading to the disturbing thought that the entire area might be filled with such haunted figures. The person filming mentioned sensing a heavy, eerie presence and even feeling as though one of the dolls was telling him to leave. Overwhelmed, he eventually decides to go, intending to return with someone else to investigate later. A backpacker was trekking through a remote, unfamiliar forest when he suddenly came across something completely unbelievable.
Парни, я тут в шоке. Решил прогуляться по территории. Посмотрите, какой забор.
To his shock, he found a huge, mysterious wall standing right in the middle of nowhere, with absolutely no explanation for why it was there.
Сейчас покажу еще. Вот это забор.
The wall looked so strange and unsettling that viewers compared it to something straight out of the Truman Show. Its purpose and origin were completely unknown, sparking all kinds of theories about what it might mean. If the exact location were known, it could likely be investigated further. In this clip, a strange object is seen hovering in the sky, and shortly afterward, a helicopter approaches it. The helicopter begins circling the object in a slow, deliberate way, as if closely inspecting it. The object clearly qualifies as a UFO, since there's no obvious explanation for what it is. It could be a drone, an experimental aircraft, or something far more mysterious, possibly even extraterrestrial. Whatever its nature, the helicopter's focused behavior suggests that authorities noticed it and are actively trying to investigate. Reddit user Boring Perspective 61 shared a terrifying moment from a trip to the woods, a place where kids usually play. She suddenly spotted a strange man hiding behind a tree, his hands near his crotch while staring at her. At first, she assumed it was a friend joking around, until she realized it was a total stranger. When their eyes met, the man started chasing her, but backed off the moment he noticed other people nearby. Police later confirmed he was a repeat offender, though still not caught. Her friend showing up likely stopped something much worse from happening. A hiker had a dangerous close call with a bear cub, showing just how unpredictable wildlife encounters can be. In the footage, the bear charges at the hiker, who reacts by screaming and trying to fend it off with a stick. Instead of backing away, the cub bites down on the stick and keeps coming, forcing the hiker to struggle for a while before the animal finally loses interest and leaves. The incident is a strong reminder that anyone exploring areas where wild animals live needs to understand the risks, keep a safe distance, and avoid provoking them, especially when it comes to mothers with cubs who can be extremely protective. In this case, the hiker was fortunate that the mother bear wasn't nearby, or the situation could have been much worse. 3 friends were camping in the forest when one of them snapped a picture. It shows 2 of them sitting by the campfire, but there's something creepy in the background. 2 faint, ghost-like figures appear behind them, even though they swear nobody else was around. The creepiest part? One of the figures looks like it has a hand on the friend's right shoulder. Some people say it could just be long exposure or camera movement causing weird shapes. But whether it's a camera glitch, smoke, or something paranormal, the photo still feels eerie and up for debate. While celebrating a birthday on a hunting trip, this person encountered something terrifying in the forest. A dark, motionless figure standing across the road, staring straight at them. Later, they searched online for anything similar, but found nothing that matched what they saw. He and his girlfriend eventually nicknamed the strange presence the Ghoul, and to this day, they still don't know who or what it was. While walking through the forest, this man found something unsettling: bones inside a shoe, almost looking like human remains. What's strange is that the uploader never said anything about reporting it to the authorities, and no follow-up was ever posted. The isolated location only adds to the mystery. But after examining the photo more closely, it makes one wonder, were these really human bones, or did someone put animal bones in a shoe just to scare hikers? In this old photo that started circulating again, something large is standing half submerged in the water. Commenters estimate that the part visible above the surface is around 6 feet tall. If the water is even 2 feet deep, that would put the figure at roughly 8 to 10 feet in height. There isn't much background info about where the picture came from, so the chance of it being a hoax is still there. Even so, it looks pretty convincing. Reddit user Cake the Legend 69 was scouting a spot in the woods for hunting when she snapped a photo and noticed something disturbing: a figure standing far in the distance. She explained that everyone in her group had been behind her at the time, focused on other parts of the woods, so the figure couldn't have been any of them. Later, they learned the area used to be an abandoned logging town that mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind 13 old graves with worn, weathered headstones. This made people wonder whether she captured something paranormal, or if there might be a more ordinary explanation. Reddit user Salt2218 was camping in a place known for creepy, paranormal stories. While taking photos during the trip, they believe they caught something strange. In one photo, 2 pale, ghost-like faces show up in the dark. In another, there's a white figure standing there, something they insist didn't look human at all. The odd shape of the figure has people wondering, was it a ghost, some kind of apparition, or something completely different? With the low-quality images, it's hard to prove anything, but it definitely adds to the mystery of that night. In July 2021, a couple was hiking the Lover's Lane Trail in Olympic National Park, following the Sol Duc River. As they were taking in the scenery, they spotted a dark, unmoving shape far off in the distance. It stayed completely still the whole time they watched, so they figured it had to be a fallen tree and carried on, though they did snap a picture before leaving. Later on, they ran that photo through Google's image search, and the AI gave a surprising result. Maybe it wasn't just a tree stump after all. One evening, a trail cam caught Brandon walking behind his house after school, but he wasn't the only one in the picture. Standing next to him was a strange-looking woman. When his parents asked about her, Brandon went pale and said he'd been completely alone that day. The photo brought back an old mystery. In the late 1980s, a young woman disappeared in that same area and was never found. People suspected foul play. So now the big question is, could the figure in Brandon's photo be connected to that unsolved case? No one knows, but the image definitely raises some chilling possibilities. While staying alone in her cabin, a woman began hearing odd noises outside her bedroom window. Concerned, she installed a security camera to see what was happening, and the footage was horrifying. A man was outside, looking directly into her window. When he realized he was being recorded, he took off, only to return later and steal the camera. It's still unclear whether he was ever found or arrested. A hiker in California posted a strange photo online. The creature in the picture is standing upright, with pointed ears and a dog-like head on a human-shaped body, leading some people to think it might be the legendary Dogman. The witness guessed it was about 7.5 feet tall, which fits the usual reports of 6 to 10 feet. But most Dogman sightings happen in the Midwest, especially Michigan and Wisconsin, so a California sighting is pretty unusual. Skeptics say it's probably just a weirdly timed photo of a bear standing up. The photo's origins only make things stranger. No one knows exactly who took it or when. Maybe the photographer stayed anonymous, or maybe the whole thing isn't real. What's your take? While going through footage from a trail camera in Connorsville, Indiana, the owner was stunned by what appeared on screen: a large figure moving through the woods at night. Maybe it was someone trying to pull a prank, or maybe it was something else entirely. After all, sprinting through a dark forest in a full Bigfoot suit isn't exactly simple. So the question remains, what did that camera really capture? On his way home, this man noticed something strange in the distance and quickly took a photo. He thought it might have been a shadow figure or a djinn. He said the figure stayed in place until a car approached from the right. Then, it suddenly disappeared. There were no signs or objects in that spot that could explain it, which makes the whole thing even more mysterious. Even after using filters to brighten the image, the figure still can't be clearly identified. So the big question is, what did he actually capture that night? A Reddit user posted a creepy trail camera photo that showed two human-shaped figures seemingly floating above the ground. Locals call these ghostly shapes the tree people, believing they're spirits that haunt the forest. The area is known for strange, paranormal activity, which only makes the eerie image even more mysterious. A man camping in southern Oklahoma stumbled upon a strange, partially rotted skull. Unsure what it belonged to, he uploaded a photo online for others to inspect. The skull looked somewhat like a bulldog's, but it was much larger, with sharp canine teeth and a long lower jaw that made it look unsettling. Weirdly, there were no other bones around. Some people suggested it might tie into local cryptid stories. Oklahoma has a long history of sightings, like the Boggy Creek Monster and the Demon of Jumping Bull Creek, a red-eyed, hunched creature known for its chilling screams. Some hikers have even reported claw marks or feeling watched in the woods. It's still unclear if the skull was ever officially checked out. Someone shared this photo online, claiming they spotted Bigfoot while out camping. At first, it seemed like it might just be a bear, but the way it was walking didn't match. It was too far away to see clearly, so a quick photo was taken with plans to zoom in later. That's when the body started to look more ape-like, even though there are no wild apes in that area. It still wasn't clear what the figure really was, but naturally Bigfoot was the first thing that came to mind. A trail camera that was supposed to capture wildlife ended up recording something completely unexpected late at night. When the owner checked the photos, he found an image of two glowing eyes staring straight at the camera. After enhancing the picture, he realized the figure didn't look like an animal at all. It looked human. What made it even stranger was that human eyes don't normally reflect light the way animal eyes do. Confused, the camera's owner posted the photo online, hoping someone could explain what he had captured. While ghost hunting at Hullsmith Cemetery in the Oakland National Forest, this man caught something unusual. In one photo, a dark, shadowy figure shows up, but in the next photo, taken just moments later, it's gone. So the question is, did he capture real paranormal activity, or is there a simple explanation behind what he saw? A Reddit user shared a photo originally taken by their grandfather in 1986 while he was bird watching near the Red River in western Oklahoma. In the process of scanning the landscape, he unintentionally captured something unusual in the frame. Over the years, the picture has circulated through various forums, fueling debates about whether it shows a Bigfoot-like figure or simply an odd play of light and shadow. Attempts to find the full, zoomed-out version of the photo have led nowhere, and without that wider context, it's difficult to say for sure what the image really reveals. A group of friends in Kerrville, Texas, filmed a strange glowing object moving across the night sky.
Oh, what's that?
Cloud out.
Yeah, it did. It's another one.
I see it. I caught it. I caught it on film.
Out of nowhere, the glowing object released a swirling cloud-like formation that spread across the sky. No one could figure out what it was, and it didn't look like anything familiar, making the sight even more mysterious. If someone has a reasonable explanation, share it in the comments. On May 26, 2025, a man shared a photo on X saying his tour guide had shown it to him. In the shot, one guy is walking toward the camera while another is taking a flash photo, accidentally catching something creepy in the background. Behind them, a pair of glowing eyes set in a big humanoid shape seem to stare straight into the lens. Pareidolia messing with the brain, or Bigfoot caught by accident? A Reddit user was hanging out with some friends at their place and snapped a photo of their ex and another friend. Later, when they looked at the picture, they spotted a bunch of shadowy figures around them. Some people think it could be something paranormal, while others say it's probably just weird lighting, reflections, or a camera glitch, since the shapes don't have any clear details or faces. Reddit user Alfonso Mendez was walking downtown when he noticed a strange-looking man approaching people. Curious, he went back to the same spot later and saw the man again. this time with another mysterious person beside him. He tried to take better photos, but the bad lighting and the uneasy feeling he got made the pictures come out blurry. The post blew up, with people wondering if the pair was involved in something suspicious. What were they really doing? This clip comes from a trail camera set up in Washington State on December 25th, 2009. It shows a big dark figure that looks like it's kneeling near a campsite. The people who set up the camera had left food and snacks out, hoping to attract a Sasquatch. The figure's posture is odd. Its head sits low with almost no visible neck, and it looks huge with a really broad back. Unlike a bear, the back and shoulders look more human. One especially weird detail, there's a clear line running down the middle of its back, splitting the muscles on each side, something not seen on bears. So the question is, what or who was really sitting beside that picnic table? Two hikers in northern Germany noticed some big pipes sticking out of the ground and decided to explore. They followed them to a hidden door that led into a huge, abandoned military bunker. Inside, they found creepy writings on the walls, including messages like "Help" and "Hello Satan, I love you." The bunker was in rough shape, dark, smelly, and full of stagnant water. They eventually reached a large room with a big machine in the center and even saw a lone shoe stuck in the sludge. When they went deeper, the water levels got so high that they had to stop exploring. Locals believe the bunker was used by Nazis during World War II, but no one knows why it was suddenly deserted or who wrote those unsettling messages. Reddit user Oxyfin was out hiking in Finland when they stumbled upon a strange sight. A triangle-shaped structure built from sticks, bones, and pieces of fabric. They guessed it could be some kind of art, but many people warned them to leave right away, suggesting it might be part of a ritual or something more sinister. On a nighttime walk, a strange sight appears. A wolf-like creature moving upright on two legs, often referred to as the Dogman. Legends surrounding this being describe eerie encounters that chill the spine. Some claim it is a guardian of the forest, while others see it as a mysterious, possibly supernatural presence that roams only under the cover of darkness. The image of this creature raises plenty of questions. Is it yet another genuine Dogman sighting, or simply a cleverly edited picture? A Reddit user went searching for a cave in a wooded area of Middle Tennessee, but instead came across some strange footprints in the mud. The tracks were small, almost like a kid's, but the toes were pressed deep into the ground, as if whatever made them was gripping with each step. A lot of people thought they looked way too human-like to belong to a normal animal. They don't prove anything, but they definitely got people talking, with some even wondering if they might be from a small baby Bigfoot. Nadine Ormsby was out on a walk with her mom and their dogs, taking a few photos as they went. After getting a nice picture of her mom and the dogs, she later noticed something disturbing in the background. A dark, human-like figure standing far away. She was certain no one had been there when she took the shot. Things got even creepier when she learned about the area's sad history. A young man had died in that exact spot, and another man had passed away there years before. Her mom had even mentioned feeling oddly uneasy there without knowing why. With all these details in mind, the mysterious figure in the photo is even more unsettling. A hunter in Virginia was checking his trail cam footage when he spotted something he couldn't make sense of. Some people think it looks like a ghostly child, or maybe some kind of unknown creature. Skeptics say it's probably just moonlight reflecting, but not everyone agrees. Is it real paranormal evidence, or just a strange visual trick? This trail cam photo was recently shared by its owner and might be one of the clearest alleged Bigfoot shots so far. The figure looks ripped, huge shoulders, thick arms, and a wide chest, details that rarely show up in older sightings. The sharpness of the picture is exactly what's causing all the arguing. It looks a little too real for skeptics, but it's also way too good for believers to just brush off. Reddit user Boobop Kitty shared a creepy moment from a paranormal investigation at Eisenhower Bridge in Gettysburg. Her husband, who doesn't even believe in this stuff, took a bunch of photos, but one shot was different. A dark, shadowy figure appeared in the picture, and none of them could explain it. It couldn't have been their own shadows since all four of them were standing side by side. Right after that, they heard crunching footsteps coming from the woods, even though they were totally alone. It was freezing out, so there was no chance of someone else being around. Some people suggested the repod caused the shadow, but she shut that down. The head shape didn't match, and her husband's tiny camera flash couldn't have lit up anything that far away. So if it wasn't their shadow, what was it? A group of friends went on a trip and decided to try a Halloween ghost tour at Concordia Cemetery around 2012 or 2013. During a break, they walked ahead to take a group photo, which the tour guide snapped for them. Later on, while looking through the photos, the user's sister noticed something unsettling, a figure wearing a hat walking right past them. She freaked out and insisted they leave immediately. Back at home, she showed the picture to everyone, and after that, they never went on a ghost tour again. So what was that figure? A spirit or just someone they didn't see at the time? In June 2020, Corey uploaded a chilling video titled Ritual Encounter in Backwoods to his channel, Abandoned Boys. Although he usually posts gaming videos like NBA and EA Sports content, this one was completely different and far more disturbing. The video starts with Corey walking into the dangerous backwoods of Martinsville, wearing his signature black bandana with a skull and crossbones. He mentions hearing creepy stories about the area, but doesn't go into detail. As he moves deeper into the dark forest, the atmosphere gets increasingly tense, and within the first minute, the unsettling signs start to appear.
And stuff, I don't know, it's crazy. That's what we're working with tonight. You hear that? What the hell? Y'all hear that?
What starts out sounding like a cat's meow quickly turns into something far more disturbing. As Corey slowly moves down the path, he begins hearing what sounds like a woman crying somewhere up ahead in the darkness. When he lifts his flashlight, it reveals something so creepy that it sends chills through him. And from that moment, the situation becomes genuinely terrifying.
What the f***? What the hell? Y'all seeing this? Y'all see this? What the hell is that? Hey, what's going on? Scratch this film.
In the beam of his flashlight, 3 figures suddenly appear on the path ahead, one of them holding what looks like a weapon. The whole scene feels like some kind of ritual taking place deep in the isolated woods. Terrified, Corey immediately decides to run. His camera catches brief, shaky glimpses of what's happening as he tries to film while panicking. What makes the encounter even more unsettling is that there's no explanation at all. We never see who the people are, what the ritual is for, or why they're there. Was it something supernatural, a criminal act, or something even darker? What Day Is It? Wolven is a UK outdoor and wild camping channel where the creator shares first-time camping attempts, tries out gear, and heads into remote forests. The videos mix basic bushcraft with the real, unpredictable parts of sleeping outside. The vibe is relaxed and honest, with plenty of learning moments and the natural tension that comes from being deep in the woods at night. It's November 16th, 2025, in a quiet woodland area in the UK. A dense forest people call haunted, not because of ghosts, but because the wildlife fills the night with strange, unsettling noises.
Good. Fire pan. Right from the fire. Get that warming up, and then chuck the mince around. Yeah. Oh man, that's hot. Wait, check it out. Oh, guys, that's pretty much cooked now. Oh, loaded. How come I just get take up the phone? That's good.
Burning down now. London Bridge is burnt down because a lot of this video hasn't got audio, unfortunately. Viewing this bag here, which is green, and when it's green you can't be seen. So yeah, I'm just reviewing that. So I see it's supposed to be raining now. It's supposed to be raining for the last 2 hours, but it hasn't. So the weatherman's once again let us down. We've already had dinner and that, and a few drinks. So we're just pretty much chilling now. Yeah. That looks sick. Like how that's just like, I'm pretty proud of that, to be fair, that little setup. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, that is
the way it is.
sick.
Just looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
By the time the tarps and hammocks are set up, dinner's done, and the fire is going, the forest is already full of noise. Owls call out, foxes scream somewhere in the dark, and branches creak overhead. As the night gets later, every sound feels louder because the area is so quiet and remote. Nothing strange is happening. It's just normal forest life. But all the rustling and animal calls slowly build a bit of tension as everyone gets ready to sleep.
Yeah. Scary, is it?
Mate, people probably say that it's haunted just because there's screeching noise.
Yeah, really. A boar. A wild boar. Sound like you when you're like Minecraft pig impression. Don't you?
Whoa.
Does he think we're doing it to it?
I don't know.
Does he think we've got a mating call somewhere? Hear owls going all night. Bit strange, but well, it's not really that strange. Heard some really weird noises earlier as well, like screaming. Bit strange, but anyway, we've got the fire going again. And I think we're gonna go to bed as it's getting quite late now. It's like 9:30, 10, so yeah, I think we're gonna.
Suddenly, scratching and high-pitched screeching move around the camp. The noises rise, fade, then come back from different directions. It's almost certainly foxes and owls, but in the dark, with only a fire burning, every sound feels close. The campers stay alert, keep the fire going, and watch the tree line until everything quiets down. Nothing paranormal happens, just normal woodland activity. By morning, the tension is gone. They joke about how eerie the forest sounded when the wildlife woke up. After packing up and leaving the area clean, they head home with a new respect for how active and unpredictable the woods become after dark. On April 28th, 2023, Alex Nino, a truck driver and YouTuber known for his calm, late-night trucking videos, parked his truck on a remote hill in California. His channel usually showcases peaceful moments on the road, quiet meals, and relaxed nighttime chats. But this night felt different. At the base of the hill was a memorial cross where someone had died, a place Alex once promised himself he would never revisit. Yet he found himself back there. The day had started like any other. He filmed his usual routine of prepping the truck, checking the trailer, and loading grapefruit pallets. After making the delivery at dusk, he pulled over for dinner, and that's when he started talking about what was on his mind.
Today we're staying. This exact location is a location where me and my uncle have always, whenever we stay here, we always get the ugliest feelings, and I think it's because I think a little bit more down the hill someone passed away and there's like a big old cross on the floor. So whenever me and my uncle stay here, we always get these ugly feelings, especially at night. And I even one time got sleep paralysis. If you guys don't know what sleep paralysis is, I will pop up a definition right here. But it's one of the ugliest feelings ever. And ever since then, I have not stayed here. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do it for you guys. Probably won't be that bad, but in my head, I'm probably gonna make it bad. But let's get ready for bed, make myself a cup noodles. We're gonna watch a podcast, and I wanna show you guys the lights again. I get such a vibe in here, man. Let's get ready for bed.
He didn't talk about work. Instead, he opened up about the weird stuff he's seen while driving. He mentioned how, right before a car accident years ago, he saw his grandmother's face, and that image stuck with him long after. Then he brought up another creepy moment. He and his wife were driving near Bakersfield on Highway 99 when they both saw someone sprint across the road. They slammed the brakes, totally freaked out, but when they checked, there was no one there. Later, the dashcam footage showed the road empty. That night, he parked on a lonely hillside he already hated, a spot with a big white cross at the bottom where someone had died. He said he'd had sleep paralysis there once and promised himself he'd never go back, but he returned just to film this video. The place was silent, dark, and basically in the middle of nowhere. Sitting inside the truck with the heater buzzing, he made some coffee, talked softly about missing his family, and reflected on how lonely trucking can get.
Being a truck driver is probably one of the loneliest jobs you can have. If you're an introverted person, this is the perfect job for you, but it honestly really does get super lonely, especially when you have a family. I have 3 kids and a wife, and I get super lonely. Sometimes I get really depressed on the road, and I don't even stay out on the road that long. A week at the most. Super hard though, because then there's times where you miss stuff. Like I missed my son's first day of school ever, and I remember being so sad about that, so bummed out. But I've always told myself that you gotta be able to make sacrifices if you want to give your family the life that they deserve. Life is all about sacrifices, and if you're not willing to make sacrifices, I feel like sometimes if you're not willing to make sacrifices, you won't get ahead. You just have to, you gotta make sacrifices, man, especially as a truck driver. Well, I actually remember that my brother-in-law stayed down here too, and he heard knocking on the back of his sleeper. Like back here, like if someone was on the catwalk knocking on it, and he looked outside and there was no one there. And it sounded like this.
He also recalled how his brother-in-law once heard knocking on the back of his truck at this same spot, and when he checked, no one was there. Alex brushed it off with a small smile and tried to get some sleep. By morning, he said the night had been calm overall, except for one thing. He dreamed of a man chasing him with a gun. Some people think the dream and the knocking were just from stress, but others believe something strange was going on. With the memorial cross, his past sleep paralysis, and his returning to a place he swore he wouldn't, the whole situation felt unsettling. Whether he was truly alone is unclear. As he left, the hill looked silent, but locals say the knocking never stops. It just waits for the next truck to park there. The Bell Explorers, a fearless duo, journey into abandoned ruins, haunted forests, and places wrapped in dark legends, capturing eerie moments that linger in your mind. In one of their most chilling expeditions, they venture into the screaming woods of Pluckley, Kent, rumored to be one of Britain's most cursed locations, where locals whisper about shadowy figures moving between ancient trees, ghostly voices drifting through the darkness, and blood-curdling screams that shatter the silence of the night.
Guys, we're back at Pluckley Wood. We've decided to come back because, after last time we was here, we had our encounter, which took the life out of us. But yeah, it was a bit of a naughty one, wasn't it? But we've come back. We've had a few comments on the video and stuff saying, why did we run away and stuff? I mean, would you run away with shit pants? What would you have done, But we've come back and we're going to see if we can get more encounters, and we're going to try our hardest not to run away, and we're going to try and get some kind of footage if anything decides to want to come back or whatever. So we've taken your comments on board, and let's get into it. I'm quite excited. I'm a bit nervous, but I'm quite excited. Because, well, it's definitely jogged our minds a little bit. Deer in Woods, aka Screaming Woods. Yeah, I wouldn't be camping in it. The old fishing rods. Yeah. That's all fun and games, isn't it? God, they're still stodgy though. It's still stodgy. I've got a bit better torch, guys, so hopefully we can get some better footage as well, a little bit more power.
They kept moving further into the eerie forest, the atmosphere growing heavier with each step when, all at once, something unimaginable took place.
You hear it? That noise? I can hear someone walking. Joe, this is creeping me out. Oh, I just heard a knock again. This is Joe! No, Joe, we got no. The car's over there. Did you see that?
Yeah, there was definitely something there.
I swear, it looked like a person. I don't want to go that way, Joe.
Stunned by what they had just witnessed, they continued deeper into the darkness, only to realize that whatever was haunting the woods was far from finished with them.
What's that? I can't even see. Not again. We can't do it. Every time. We ain't doing this. Which way was it?
A shadowy figure started trailing them through the pitch-black woods, always lingering just out of sight. But for what reason? What dark motive pushed this silent presence to follow them? Fear surged as they bolted through the trees, branches snapping under their desperate escape. Some might brush it off as staged, nothing more than a planned act, or suggest local pranksters were targeting anyone brave enough to explore this legendary paranormal site. Yet, what if the real explanation is far stranger and far more disturbing than anyone expects? This clip is from the channel Explore on Road. What was supposed to be a simple hike turned into an experiment with Randonautica, an app that directs users to random real-world coordinates. Usually these points lead to ordinary places like open fields, quiet streets, or neglected spots. But now and then, the destination has an unsettling atmosphere.
No, but we're actually like going away from the lake now, so this is more of like a closed area where it's more foresty. Are we even, how far away from the pin are we?
About 2 minutes away.
2 minutes. That's not that long actually. I thought it was further. Oh, again, these woods, man. Just keep going to these places.
You're right there, pal.
Who?
Keep walking.
I thought you were talking about someone else. I've got a cobweb on me, what's that about? But yeah guys, so we got to this lake. I mean, the pin is meant to be in the middle of the lake, but I mean, are we gonna really swim? I don't think so. Oh that's...
Ow.
This was such a big waterfall. I swear, it used to like, the water was proper running down.
Maybe the world's running out of water. That's the message! The world is running out of water.
That's the message.
That is the message. The universe wanted us to come here, find this waterfall, to realise that the message was the rod's running out of water.
Right guys, let's go and generate a second pin. What is the intent?
Ancient.
Ancient.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? We're doing void.
Okay.
Let's just generate, just click generate. Let's
Okay,
just...
let's go.
Ancient. We've got one. Oh my god.
Wait, that's next to us.
Wait, that's the other lake now.
The first spot turned out to be impossible to reach. It was right in the middle of a lake. Without a boat, there was no way to get to it, so they generated a new point. The next location was nearby, only a brief walk from where they were. At first it seemed promising, but promising might not have been the right way to describe it.
I think it's just probably like another minute,
Yeah,
just up there.
Literally 1 minute.
Wait, what is that? Oh no, not this again. Why do I always see things in these forests? I don't know, something in the bushes. It's always like, it's probably some animal. I can never see it on the camera as well. It's so annoying.
Do you know what? I don't even know what I hope it is. I don't want to find out. 2 seconds.
2 seconds. 1, 2. Look what's in front of you. Did you not see that? Look. Come here. Look. No, look. There's always eyes just...
There's an animal staring at us.
Yeah, literally just...
It blinked.
There's always eyes just everywhere.
Yo, I just found the ancient thing.
Where?
It's you.
No.
At the second location, everything appeared normal. They were just about to head back when a sudden sound interrupted the quiet.
To get to that pin, we actually have to go back to the car and drive there because it's... I don't know, how long is the drive? Like 5 minutes?
Oh, it's telling us this walking link, so it's half an hour. Oh my god! What's that?
Yo, no. What's going on? Oh no, I can't see. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oi, hurry up. Nah, we need to actually keep running. Go, quick.
Suddenly, a man screamed from somewhere in the darkness. Panic hit immediately. The fear in the girl's voice said everything. A random shout in the night with no context is enough to trigger anyone's instincts. They bolted back to their car, leaving the figure hidden in the shadows. Whoever he was and why he was there is still unknown. David uploaded a video titled "Strange People in the Woods" to his channel, Abandoned World Explorer. Normally he explores abandoned places, but this time he decided to try something different by using the Randonautica app again. For anyone who doesn't know, Randonautica sends users to random coordinates using quantum number generation and is known for leading people to weird or unexpected situations. On this night, David explained he was gearing up for another one of these unusual adventures using the app.
Hey guys, the app deleted off my phone and reinstalling. So obviously there's a new terms and condition on there as well again. Oh no, they're generated then. Damn, I literally kicked out of it. Right, okay, so it's found. Guys, it looks like it could be, I don't know, because there's like an assaulting office up here as well, but it actually looks like it's taking us into the woods. It is taking us into the woods.
After the app generated their random coordinates, it led them into a dense, shadowy forest. David started feeling uneasy when he realized they were uncomfortably close to a prison, but the route kept pushing them farther into the woods. Once they reached the exact spot, David stumbled upon something truly unsettling.
It's really weird because it actually took us to these woods a while ago. 5-6 months ago. So there's literally footprints in and out of it, but it is a public. There's the thing with these maps, it's literally like, what should you do? Just walk over and down? Do you want to go straight down? I can't even see nothing. I don't really want to keep this away from too much because
Honestly, these really.
Despite the rough conditions, they kept going, constantly checking the app to make sure they were heading the right way. As David and Dan pushed deeper into the dark, snow-covered forest, the mood changed completely, and that's when everything took a terrifying turn.
Someone over there. There is. Sure, it's a tent then. Hey? Damn right. Leg. Where the fuck were they? They're way here, man. Unlock the car. We just literally walked around the whole lot. Like, I'm not even joking, around the whole lot. Oh my god. Yeah, the tree where we was. But as we was coming out there, there's something like there's one over there and there's something like there's more than one in there. But do you know where he was? There's two or three guys. Where?
David and Dan bolted through the forest, sprinting back to their car as quickly as they could. Behind them, they kept hearing a loud noise, something that sounded like a chainsaw, or maybe, as Dan later guessed, a quad bike. By the time they reached the car, both of them were shaken and out of breath. Dan also said he'd seen a tent out in the woods, something David hadn't noticed at all. They called the police right away, and officers told them to stay away from the area. What really happened out there is still a mystery. On May 27th, 2025, the creator of Nomad Unknown, a channel known for solo travel, van life, and unfiltered road stories, shared a night she'll never forget. While driving through Mount Rainier National Park in Washington, she claimed she saw something unbelievable. The road was empty, rain drifting through the fog, when a shape appeared that didn't seem to belong to the normal world. Near nightfall, she was driving down a narrow dirt road, the fog hanging low and the rain blurring everything together. As she came around a bend and her headlights cut through the mist, she saw something move up ahead.
Thing is up, bed is right beside me. I'm in the rear driver's side seat of my car and trying to calm down. I mean, I'm a little freaked out, but I'm trying to tell myself that I'm not, because like this part of the national park that I'm in, I've heard and I've seen, like I saw something on TikTok too, which was like somebody was trying to pinpoint the place where Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and the road that's out here. So far I've driven, I think maybe like 15 miles through my course of work. That this part of the park is kind of well known for people getting flat tires. I did not pick the best time of day to be arriving to this area. In fact, the time of the incident that I'm going to tell you about, pulling out of the car. But then I continued to drive for minutes longer. And I'm traveling at about, 15, 17 miles an hour up the mountain. I turn a corner and I see a bipedal figure take about 3 steps and disappear into the tree line. 100% it was bipedal. So that is an animal that walks on 2 legs, so human or something else. I didn't get a look at a face. I just noticed the legs moving and it disappeared into the trees. There was no vehicle around, no campground, no pullout, no trailhead, nothing for miles from there. There was just a tree, a densely forested, lined road. It was very suspicious, and my first instinct was to immediately lock my car doors. Saw that and immediately was like, lock the doors. So I've driven a ways up from there, and I'm gonna stay the night here and just hang out in the car, secured, Whether that was a human or if it was Bigfoot, I do not know. But I definitely was not expecting to see something that strange out here. Even though I'm like aware that this is an area that sort of has the legend of being like the home of the largest Sasquatch population in North America.
For a few brief seconds, she got a clear look at it, a tall, upright figure stepping across the road. It took only 3 long strides before slipping into the trees. There were no trails or campsites nearby, so no one should have been out there. She knew it wasn't a bear, and she couldn't make sense of how it moved so quickly. Her heart started pounding. She locked the doors and froze, staring into the dark beyond her windshield. The stillness felt wrong, like everything had quieted down to signal danger. She stayed in her van, hoping the fear would pass, but it didn't.
We are looking at Google Earth together. I'm right now pointing at Sunrise. That's where I was living at the time that this happened. I took the road through Greenwater and then came all the way out around through Carbonado, crossed the river bridge there by Fairfax, came up through that viewpoint. So the viewpoint we're looking at now is essentially where I ended up staying the night. So it was between Fairfax and the viewpoint where I saw the mysterious figure that I'm pretty well convinced was actually Bigfoot. I didn't end up doing that hike on this trip. I ended up leaving in the morning as soon as I could see, but I have hiked that. I think I hiked that about a week later. I returned to the area on a beautiful day and did a day hike out to Tolney Peak, fire lookout from the Moach Lake area.
Days later, she went back over the route on Google Earth and realized the spot where she saw the figure lined up almost exactly with a major hotspot for Bigfoot reports. That only made her more uneasy. She also noticed that the Carbon River Bridge leading into that area had been closed off, leaving that whole side of the park cut off. When she talked about the encounter on her channel, she didn't sound sure or unsure, just disturbed. Whatever she saw that night changed how she viewed empty roads and dark forests. Viewers filled the comments with similar experiences. Drivers, hunters, and locals who had seen tall figures crossing roads in just a few steps. Many believed her, saying there had been too many sightings in the same region to ignore. She stayed firm about what she saw, even if others dismissed it as imagination. But if it wasn't a person or a regular animal, then what kind of creature could vanish so silently into the mist near Mount Rainier? The video is from The Journey is the Destination, a US channel that explores haunted and historic outdoor spots. The creator mixes real-time reactions, EVP recordings, and calm storytelling to capture creepy moments in old, forgotten places. It's September 30th, 2024, in the Iron Bridge area, a riverside forest where pieces of an old iron bridge, a historic house, and old ferry paths remain. The investigation starts off calm, but the activity quickly ramps up.
Just getting ready to do my intro and I just heard like, almost sounded like when someone runs over a bottle with their car, like a poof. I've been walking around here for a minute because I've been checking this place out to see if I could get to where I wanted to go, which I can't because this river is still super flooded, as you can see behind me. Nowhere near as bad as it was, but it's not really good news considering that in a couple of days we're supposed to get another hurricane, so this parking lot's probably going to be completely underwater after that. However, I figured tonight, since I can't get to where I want to go, and we got a lot of activity just in this area here, and I'll tell you guys the history about this area and why there's probably a lot of activity here. But yeah, we're at the Iron Bridge, and we're going to take another journey into the unknown, my friends. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, and let's get into it. Welcome back to The Journey. If you guys remember the night that Debbie and I ended up going over to that little tiny...
The explorer reaches the flooded Iron Bridge, but can't get to the old homestead because the water is too high, so they stay on the Riverside Trail instead. As they continue walking, a sudden noise, like someone stepping on a plastic bottle, breaks the silence and immediately puts them on alert. They talk about the history of the area and the old homestead, while the forest around them feels empty and cut off. Out here, every tiny sound seems louder. Light rustling keeps the explorer on edge as they move farther along the river.
This was the place that we came first to do a video, and if you go this way is how you get to that place where I spoke with Aldous, and the train bridge and everything is over that way. That was where I was trying to get to, but the water's up so high that you can't get around it, and it's all filled in back there anyway, so it wouldn't be worth it. So I figured we would do this area. Now this area, there used to be a homestead around here, and also you can still see right here is the only remnant of what was the old iron bridge that went across, and it was a
fog-like shape briefly appears in front of them, almost like a breath in the air, but it's not theirs. Cold spots move across their arms and back, giving them goosebumps, as if something unseen just brushed by.
About where that big tree, big cypress tree is, there's a mound on that side, and the bridge came straight across right through there and then went into town. Now Croom was all around this river here. The train bridge was a little ways further down, but people used to come. I swear I just heard a woman's voice.
In the faint red light, a pair of glowing eyes appears between two trees. The explorer stops instantly and records everything as the eyes stare back for a moment before disappearing into the darkness.
People used to come and swim in this area dating back all the way into like the 1840s, and this was a really popular hangout. There were also some businesses down that way that were along the river, and there was a ferry that used to run from one side of the river over there across until this bridge got built. And then once this bridge got built is when the ferry kind of went out of business. I don't know if that was a knock or what that noise was. So, for those of you who keep up with the channel, it's probably been 2 years since I've been to this specific location to do a video. And that first time we came here, we caught tons of crazy responses.
While using the Spirit Talker device, the names Gary, Lily, and Jeff come through. The messages start turning darker, mentioning violent deaths, someone being trapped, and something that involved the police. Cold spots keep moving around the explorer, and faint whispers and small movements in the nearby vines add to the tension.
What the heck was that? There's tons of weird noises. You guys, as always, let me know if you see or hear anything I miss. Truly appreciate those captures that you guys get.
With their back turned, the vines move again, almost like someone unseen brushed against them. Just a few seconds later, their recording device suddenly drains its battery, a quick drop that's often linked to strong paranormal activity. The explorer wraps up the night thinking about everything that happened: the fog-like shape, the clear responses from the device, the cold spots, the glowing eyes, and the strange movements along the trail. This crazy nighttime footage comes from Last Leaf Studio, a US outdoor adventure and DIY channel. The creator usually explores remote natural areas, builds shelters, tests survival skills, and documents the quiet, tough moments of backcountry hiking. Their videos mix hands-on crafting with full immersion in rugged, isolated environments. It's November 15th, 2025, in a snowy woodland area full of creeks and ponds near private land in the US. In this video, the creator goes on a solo hike through thick undergrowth, frozen crossings, and old signs of human activity that haven't been touched in years.
We made it. I ran into a bunch of stick tights. These things are the worst. You just bump the bush and they're all over you.
The hike starts along a mossy creek crowded with thick brush. Right from the beginning, there's a bit of tension as the adventurer pushes through branches that constantly snag at their clothes. A small but constant reminder of just how remote this place is. Beaver dams, deep ponds, and fresh tracks appear throughout the area, creating a quiet sense that the forest is active, even if nothing is visible.
Really soft spot, and I'm like this close from going over my boot. Oh, no. I really don't want to get all wet. Nice. Nice. I think we can still cross right here. Oh, made it. There's the remnants of an old bridge that used to cross this creek. There used to be a road that would run up through here. You can still kind of see it out through there. Now the water's been a little bit deeper than I expected it to be, and I almost wore my chest waders, but I didn't. They're hard to pee in. Well, they're not hard to pee in, they're hard to pee out of. I found a survival shelter or something out here.
As the ground gets harder to walk on, crossing the creek becomes risky. The hiker almost slips into the cold water while trying to get over the muddy edge. It only lasts a second, but it's a real reminder that one wrong step out here could cause big trouble.
Kinda creepy. I wonder if there's anybody in it. This is weird. Looks like it's been here for a while though. Hopefully the murderers are gone by now. It's kind of creepy, but I bet it's just a spot for kids to go and drink beer.
Farther into the woods, the adventurer finds a small, worn-out survival shelter. It's basic, hidden away, and clearly abandoned. There's nothing obviously scary about it, but its location, so remote and forgotten, makes it feel a bit unsettling. Someone built it, someone used it, and no one knows how long it has been sitting there. Later on, while making a hot meal and tea, the hiker thinks back on the day, the tricky creek crossings, the odd wildlife signs, and the strange quiet around the shelter. Even with the stress and the tough snowy terrain, the hike ends without any trouble. On May 8, 2023, the video began like many upbeat travel vlogs, full of excitement, playful banter, and the thrill of a new adventure. Jen and Will, along with their dog Tucker, had just left Florida to begin full-time RV living. With a brand new fifth-wheel trailer hitched to a truck they'd nicknamed after Yellowstone characters, their spirits were high. Their first major stop was New Orleans. They said goodbye to family, settled into their new mobile home, and looked forward to the journey ahead.
Today we are getting on the road and heading all the way out west to California, but yeah, it's just kind of a little sad this morning. Of course it's rainy and kind of set like a sad undertone to the day because we're leaving Matt. My parents came down to Florida for a couple weeks. They left this morning, so a lot of goodbyes happened today. We had a little bit of crying. No, I'm not about to cry. We already had our cries this morning, but we're trying to be positive. We're about to hit the road and head to New Orleans today. It's just always fun hooking up in the rain. I don't think we've had like one rainy day in Florida since we've been here, but it would pick today to rain.
I know, right? And
okay,
it's
maybe
cold.
it's Florida's way of like helping us to not miss it so much.
Right.
'Cause if we were like driving out of here and it was like sunny and perfect, it'd probably be even sadder.
It really would, yeah.
You ready to hit the road? Be a road trip doggy again?
I guess I have to.
Slides are in, awnings are in, jacks are up. Ready to hit the road?
I'm ready. This is a big trip in the making, Jenny.
Really, truly, this is our first big, like, RV trip.
I know.
You know, going out west.
Like, we've RV'd, but we haven't adventured in this yet.
Also, when we did our full tour of our new fifth wheel, we completely forgot to tell you guys what we decided to name our truck and our fifth wheel.
I know. How did we forget that?
If you guys are fans of the show Yellowstone, Will and I are big fans of the show. So we decided to name the truck Rip and the Paradigm Beth. So Rip's pulling Beth along down the road, and I think our trip just looks like Rip. Like if you watch the show and you know Rip's personality.
The trip started off cheerfully and full of hope. They were in high spirits, showing off RV upgrades, laughing about small delivery problems, and enjoying the quiet of their campsite outside the city. But soon, things took a turn. Jen began feeling unwell, not with a normal cold, but something unusual. She felt constant dizziness, almost like vertigo, leaving her lightheaded and disconnected. While she rested, Will took care of errands and maintenance.
So we just finished a couple things outside. We were trying to install a bed cover that we got from eTrailer, but it actually came a little bit damaged in the shipping, so they're gonna actually figure it all out for us, whether it's getting a new one or getting new parts to fix that. But we were planning on doing that today now that we finally had some peace and space here at this campground. So that kind of sucks we can't install that today, but we did get our Max Chalks out for the first time and put those on. Now we are going to be putting our new mattress in our bedroom, which I'm excited about because so far we've been sleeping on the mattress that came with the fifth wheel, which I have to say wasn't terrible compared to like most built-in RV mattresses, but it is pretty firm and I wake up sometimes and my shoulders falling asleep. So I'm very excited to put our new Brooklyn bedding mattress in. So I think Will's going to come in. I'm going to use today as an opportunity to wash the sheets since we're changing the mattress out. And then we have tons of boxes that we need to take to the dump. So hopefully there's a dump around here. I'm taking a little break just to rest because I'm feeling pretty under the weather. And it's weird because it's definitely like a chest cold, but I don't even feel that bad there. It's more, I think, the inner ear canal feels like I have fluid in it or something, so it feels like constant vertigo. So I just kind of feel like I'm in a dream state all the time, like I'm high on some NyQuil or something. So I'm just trying to like be somewhat productive today and kind of be easy on myself. So we'll see. It's a really nice day, so just get done.
Eventually, they entered the city. New Orleans was alive with energy, chaotic and vibrant, but not exactly welcoming. The couple admitted they felt uneasy. The noise, the crowds, and the unpredictability kept them on edge. They tried to chalk it up to the holiday weekend, but then something happened that hit even harder.
Well, no, I mean, I had some other tools. Nothing really that major. More it would have just been like a pain in the butt. But they didn't take any of that. So, truthfully, it was stuff like, you know, toe straps and that light dad got me.
They took all that?
No, I'm saying all that stuff, it's not worth value.
Yeah.
But it would have been a pain in the and get all that stuff again.
I know.
You know?
Okay, let's leave.
Hold on. I got Jim, they probably thought it was mine this. I got Jim's Valentine's Day card and they just ripped it to shreds.
So,
well, New Orleans put a little damper on our trip. So we truthfully didn't feel the most comfortable in New Orleans, being completely honest. We were kind of like, hey, it's St. Patrick's Day weekend and maybe people are just being a little crazy. We didn't know if we'd ever really come back, to be honest. And then we came out to the car and I'm like, Jen, why'd you leave the window down? And she's like, I didn't leave the window down. And I'm like, get closer. And I'm like, somebody busted out our window. So.
And we didn't really have anything of value sitting out.
No. Like I had a really nice Craftsman toolkit my parents bought me for Christmas years ago. I had it under the seat if it was in here. But we were doing a bunch of work on the RV yesterday. And I think I pulled it out for that. Keep your fingers crossed. I think it's in the RV. So.
Yeah, so we're a little rattled right now. We're here at a Lowe's that we're going to go into and try to get the stuff to like patch the window real quick.
Yep. My guess is we're supposed to be leaving tomorrow morning. My guess is we'll have to get it fixed in Waco when we get there.
Yeah, which is our next stop.
Which is our next stop. And, you know, I don't even know. Maybe maybe we'll call the insurance company, maybe we won't, depending on how much it is, if it's worth filing a claim and all that, so.
When they returned to their truck, a shattered window and missing items shocked them. They'd been robbed. Tucker, their dog, had nearly stepped on the glass. The night was spent cleaning up and covering the window, leaving them shaken. The excitement of exploring New Orleans vanished, replaced by unease and a harsh lesson about trust. This unexpected turn made the episode memorable, showing a side of travel rarely seen in polished vlogs. It's August 2nd, 2024, and the weather is perfect for camping. Gaz, the YouTuber behind Grizzly Gaz, known for his crazy camping and exploration videos, heads out on what seems like a regular adventure. He parks in a quiet, hidden spot, explores some old ruins, and enjoys a calm evening with his dog, Fendi. As night falls, everything feels peaceful and normal. After a nice walk, Gaz settles into bed expecting a good night's sleep. But later that night, he suddenly wakes up to a strange, unsettling sound coming from deep inside the woods.
I ended up lying down for a bit, but I ended up just drifting off to sleep. It's been peaceful though. But I've just woken up to what sounded like someone screaming. Can't figure out what that is. Must be some type of bird.
It's a weird, eerie noise, nothing like anything he's heard before. Wanting to figure out what's causing it, Gaz steps out into the darkness with his flashlight, slicing through the pitch-black night. But no matter where he looks, there's nothing there. Gaz eventually goes back to his van, trying to shake off the weird feeling, and manages to fall asleep again. What do you think that noise was? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Meet Frank, the guy behind the YouTube channel Franco TV. He's an urban explorer who's always pushing limits and diving into some of the most dangerous and haunted places around the world. From creepy old monasteries to abandoned towns, he's always chasing the unknown. But on a solo trip deep in the wilds of Argentina, Frank ran into a local legend he definitely wasn't ready for. An encounter that pushed his bravery to the edge. His investigation kicks off as he reaches this remote spot, a place locals fear because of a terrifying story. A demon, kind of like a skinwalker, is said to curse the land.
I'm in an area where it's supposed to be cursed of what is known as a skinwalker, but here they don't call it a skinwalker, it's a different demon type of name. But where I'm at now, people sacrifice their dogs, their animals, in order to keep the demons away and to keep the curse.
He says the locals do animal sacrifices to keep the evil away, and you can actually see the evidence everywhere. The ground is covered with old, rotting remains from those rituals. Pretty disturbing, and definitely not the kind of welcome you'd want, especially with a long, creepy night still ahead.
I'm just going to show you the area right now so that way you guys can see the remains. Oh God, I got to cover my mouth. Look at this. All this is decayed animals. All over the floor. And it kind of keeps on going up. But holy shit, is it strong. And there's more body parts inside the bridge.
As the sun goes down, he heads into the forest, determined to track down an old abandoned mansion hidden deep inside. The farther he goes, the heavier the atmosphere feels. He passes broken gates and weird metal bars being overtaken by trees, signs of something long forgotten. Eventually, he switches his camera to night vision, turning everything into that creepy green glow. Not long after, he starts hearing movement in the dark. At first, he shrugs it off, thinking it's probably just an animal.
I keep hearing stuff moving the further in the forest I go in. Could be coyotes, it could be animals, I don't know. But I keep hearing something in this direction. What the hell is that?
He suddenly spots a pair of glowing eyes staring at him from deep in the darkness. He moves in carefully, trying to see what it is, but the eyes don't move at all. They just stay there, silently watching him in the thick, unsettling dark.
I almost fell. somewhere. There it is again. I'm gonna dim down my IR. Bring it up just a bit. See it?
As he keeps going, the whole forest starts to feel even more threatening. The noises around him shift from random rustling to something way scarier. He starts hearing what sounds like distant screaming echoing through the trees, and it's disturbingly human-like, which makes the whole situation 10 times worse.
This thing so that way you guys could hear better. I did hear what just sounded like screaming coming from the outside. I just heard a man. What the f was that?
With nothing but a knife on him, Frank starts losing confidence. He ducks into an old, falling apart building to escape whatever's out there, but the terrifying noises keep getting closer. After being pushed to his limit, he decides to head back toward the edge of the forest. That's when he sees the eyes again. But this time, it's way worse. A pair of glowing eyes stares at him from a nearby field, and it's obvious this isn't some small animal on the ground.
There's something right there watching me. I don't know what it is. That's the same thing I seen watching me from the inside.
Frank freezes when he realizes the figure is tall, standing upright like a human. That's when it hits him. Whatever's been following him is big, and definitely not something he recognizes. Panic kicks in, and he bolts straight back to his car for safety.
The problem with that is not small. It's standing high like a human being, like it's up tall.
Even though he drives off at first, Frank ends up parking and camping in his car nearby. He still wants to finish the investigation, but the night gives him zero rest. All through the early hours, he keeps hearing crunching sounds, footsteps, and even what sounds like people talking, all of it coming from the same dark forest he had just run out of. There's no way he can sleep. His mind keeps replaying those glowing eyes. Eventually, he gives up and leaves the area completely. The abandoned mansion doesn't matter anymore. Terror took over. The creepiest part came later when he remembered something. Right before his scariest encounter, he smelled that same disgusting, rotting stench from the sacrifice site, almost like whatever evil was out there had followed him. So what was actually watching him? Was it the demon from the local legend, or something entirely different? No one knows. But one thing's certain, Frank was incredibly lucky to get out of there alive. Razor's Twisted. Exploring is a UK channel where Razor explores abandoned and historic buildings, focusing on their darker, creepier sides. His videos combine atmospheric shots with straightforward commentary, giving a real sense of the history, decay, and subtle eeriness of the places he visits. On November 21st, 2025, he explored an old doctor's house that had been vandalized and stripped over the years. Despite that, it still has Gothic architecture, grand fireplaces, a basement, and traces of a lab. With demolition coming up, this exploration captures the house in its final days, and the eerie vibe inside really shows that.
It's definitely something that you'd see a businessman or a doctor would have. But yeah, it does seem like mostly used as storage. A little panda. It's like a high chair, it is, yeah. High chair for babies. All out of wood.
Razor and his friend wander around the back, spotting toys thrown about, broken furniture, and a garden falling apart. Ivy has taken over the outside, creeping up the walls and hiding the shape of the house. It looks like it used to be a regular family home, but the rundown state and quiet emptiness make the place feel pretty unsettling as they move further inside.
Creepy atmosphere in here. I'm feeling right now. Mattresses. Look at this grand fireplace here. We've got the skull and crossbones. So that's supposed to be a shark. The this flower. I mean, clearly some of these artists have been trying, unlike some other graphite that we're seeing. I mean, personally, why would you even do that in a place like this?
Inside, the rooms are dim and filled with old mattresses, worn-out fixtures, and some creepy artwork on the walls. The Gothic touches and big, heavy fireplace clash with the place's rundown state. Razor notices details that hint at the house's age, while the scattered stuff and dark corners give off the feeling that it's been abandoned for a long time, quietly decaying under the watch of lurking shadows.
Cleaning products there. Nest just in this fridge freezer. Got an old ashtray in here. Look at that. Sadly a little bit broken, but very colourful indeed. So yeah, as we can see, this leads back out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down before we go up. I always like sometimes doing that, just in the case of an emergency. You end up.
In an emergency, they might end up stuck in the basement. It's packed with jars, old storage, and shadowy corners. The space is tight and echoes with every sound. Razor catches faint noises, just little shifts and bumps, but they're enough to add tension, making every step feel careful. Down there, the darkness feels even heavier.
We're going to be the last explorers to ever do this place, and it was given as we were caught, and although they are very polite, you can clearly see the people have been coming in here and not being so nice. Incredible building though. And these doors are fabulous too. Key. I'm wondering if this is the room that they might have performed the surgeries. There is stairs going up. Massive, this place. Yeah. Such a shame that it's going to eventually be demolished. You can see the sheer amount of damage. And it's going to cost a lot.
Upstairs, long corridors lead to rooms that still hold traces of a lab. Old glassware, shelves, and bits of medical equipment hint at work that once happened there. It's unclear exactly what went on, but the narrow stairs, dim lighting, and worn Gothic design give the place a quietly heavy feeling. With demolition on the horizon, Razor knows this might be the last chance to capture the house. The mix of Gothic features, lab remnants, and years of neglect creates a tense atmosphere, not from anything supernatural, but from the sense of what the house once was and how abandoned it's become. It's a haunting glimpse of urban decay, where history and silence build their own kind of fear. The clip comes from Scottish Summity, a YouTube channel that focuses on outdoor adventures and wild camping around Scotland. The creator visits remote hills, forests, and mountain areas, often spending the night in tents or bothies while sharing the old stories and folklore tied to each place. His videos mix hiking, camp setups, outdoor cooking, and spooky local legends, giving viewers a blend of Scotland's rugged scenery and its eerie history. This particular video takes place on October 3rd, 2025 in Gartmore, central Scotland, on Doon Hill near Aberfoyle.
Right, here's the wall, and it does look like there's some sort of a path just heading up that way. Might be getting lucky here. Let's continue to follow it and hopefully it heads in the right direction. Oh, perfect. It looks like it's actually heading the right way. I'm supposed to be going sort of left here, and as you can see there's this little gate which seems to be broken. Shut it over anyway, and that is definitely a pretty defined path. Get in. So the height to this spot isn't actually too far. I've actually decided to make it a lot harder for myself for no apparent reason. I could have started in a place called Aberfoyle and it would have been less than a mile, but instead, because of where I've started, it's about 3.5 miles for me. But I've decided to do that because it is a lovely day, as you can see, and I actually enjoy the walking. So yeah, I can't complain. I've put myself in this situation. I'm not sure if these sheep are too pleased with my decision to walk through here though. They're so skittish, they just run off as soon as you get anywhere near them. And there's a doggy in that field over there. Look at that. That's a really nice view. I have emerged from the field onto a proper forestry track now, which is nice. But I've had to take off my jacket because I'm just too warm. I think it's 17 degrees Celsius, which might not sound that warm, but my pale Scottish skin does not do well in the heat. Oh, a little bit of downhill. That'll definitely help me cool off. With some nice views in the distance. I'm not sure what those hills are, but it's quite nice.
The video starts off light and easy as the creator hikes through the woods toward Doon Hill. He cracks jokes about dodging logs and gets ready to make haggis rolls for dinner, keeping everything fun and relaxed. But the deeper he moves into the forest, the feeling changes. The trees get thicker, the light fades, and the woods grow strangely quiet. By the time he reaches the clearing near the gateway tree, he can tell this wild camp is going to feel very different from his usual trips.
And there's a face carved onto this tree. That's pretty creepy. That's the first creepy thing I've seen. Right, let's continue on. I'm sure there's more. What's this here? It looks like another carving. Oh, that is actually really impressive. Look at that. Maybe that's where the...
While exploring the woods around his camp, he spots strange carvings cut into the bark of nearby trees. Twisted faces seem to stare back at him from the wood, an unnerving sight that instantly wipes away whatever relaxed feeling was left.
This has consumed the forest, so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about why this spot is considered to be haunted, and it is all centred around that tree, the Scots pine that I pointed out earlier. It is said to mark the entrance to a fairy queen's dark underground palace. And in 1691, the local reverend in the area, Robert Kirk, decided to write and publish a book on supernatural beings, uncovering the secrets of this dark underworld. Legend has it the fairies weren't best pleased, and decided to place a curse on Robert. Just a year later, he decided to return to the area, and on his return, he fell on Doon Hill, which is where I'm camping just now. Legend has it he still haunts the area, and you can hear his footsteps as he walks round the tree, guarding the end.
As night settles in, he remembers the story of Reverend Robert Kirk, the minister who was said to have died on this hill after revealing the fairy's secrets back in 1692. According to the legend, Kirk's spirit still stays near the old pine tree, wandering around it over and over.
Oh man, that is creepy as anything. Right, let's shut this up. Here we go. Wow, this is slightly terrifying. Let's make my way over to the tree. I literally cannot see anything around me. I can see a light off in the distance, I think. And here is the tree. Oh man, what am I doing? This is creepy. And this tree is supposedly haunted. Yeah, not my brightest idea, this. Forests are creepy enough as it is. Never mind forests. I can't even see where I'm going here. Never mind forests with supposedly haunted trees. Oh, what am I doing? Man, this is creepy. So as you can see, the tree is right there. And that's my tent just over there. Every so often I can hear things like falling down off of the trees, like acorns and stuff. And it is so creepy. I don't know if you can hear that. I can hear like dogs and stuff in the distance. Oh wow. This is a first for me. This place is actually creepy. Right, I'm actually chancing my luck staying out here. There's the tree. I've seen it. And you know what? I'm going to touch it. I haven't touched it yet. There we go. Fairies, please leave me alone. Right, let's head back to the tent. Don't fall over. Right, get me in here and get me safe. Get me away from that horrible tree over there.
Later that night, he heads into the completely dark woods. The quiet is intense, with only the occasional thud or falling acorn breaking it. When he gets to the pine tree, he touches it nervously and jokingly asks the fairies not to cause him trouble, then hurries back to his tent.
He is somewhere in this woods, guarding the entrance to the underworld. Right, I'll go and touch this tree one more time. Don't know if it's bad luck. If you're listening, Ghost, it's a touch of respect. There we go. And I was camping just over there. As you can see, I've left no trace. But it's time for me to leave. Let's do it. I can see the light. We are almost out. And by the way, look how much brighter it is there. I know it's probably just because where these trees are positioned. But that is weird. But that is the creepy, haunted forest.
After a long, uneasy night, the sun finally comes up. He packs his things, gives the tree one last respectful touch, and then heads out, leaving the spooky woods behind. Immortal Thrasher is a YouTube channel run by Jesse, where he mixes urban exploration, abandoned building investigations, and paranormal encounters using his raw, first-person filming style. His videos take viewers through creepy places, rundown structures, and his unfiltered reactions, often catching strange moments he didn't expect. On October 17th, 2022, he explored a large, abandoned wooden cabin deep in a remote U.S. woodland. The place was already unsettling on its own, with collapsing floors, broken stairs, shattered windows, and graffiti everywhere, setting a tense mood even before anything paranormal happened.
If you're looking for love in here, definitely a wrong place for it. Can't get in here. There's a door, but it's got a cutout in it, which that looks like a really big open space. I don't know what that was. But yeah, see, I can't. Well, I guess I could, but I'm not gonna break that down. So I like how they got the little diamond cutout in the window. That is one thing that I love to see in doors, is like ornate door window things. So far, guys, I'm loving this. Like, it looks like it was one just giant cabin that they like would rent out for like a resort or stuff. So let's go check upstairs. Well, you know what? Let's get this over with. Let's check the basement. Turn on the light. Hello, hello? Is anyone down there? Let's find out. Almost ate it. Got the little Mexican guys. Hello? Oh yeah, that ain't creepy. Hello, hello?
Jesse moves around the upstairs rooms and heads toward the basement, pointing out the shaky floorboards, drooping ceilings, and stairs that look ready to break. As he keeps exploring, the vibe changes. Little sounds start echoing through the place, and he keeps saying it feels like something's watching him. The closer he gets to the basement, the heavier the air feels, like the whole place is tightening around him.
For some reason, my camera just malfunctioned, and when I was down in the basement, and it like just restarted, but right as I turned that corner to look at the rest of the basement, the camera just shut off and then just started glitching, and then it just said I had to restart it, but then it restarted on its own, so that's really strange. My camera never does.
Right as Jesse reaches the basement, his camera suddenly shuts off. When it comes back on, the footage is glitchy and distorted, especially whenever he points it into the darker spots. The fact that the camera messed up the moment he stepped into the basement instantly makes everything feel way more tense.
Bloody.
Bloody. Why is it bloody? Did something happen here?
Leave it.
Leave it? What do you mean, leave it?
When Jesse turns on the GhostTube Ovilus app, messages start coming through fast. Words like bloody, leave it, deep, greetings, and the word library are popping up over and over. The replies feel too on point to be random. It's almost like something in the cabin knows he's there and is actually responding.
Who was it?
Me.
Oh, it was me. Tell me.
He asks what turned off his camera earlier, and the app replies with me. A few seconds later, it says close and real. The responses feel way too direct, making it seem like whatever's there can mess with his gear and is standing uncomfortably close.
Something better not come out of this area. What is coming?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Back in the basement, the app suddenly gives a warning. It's coming. That message alone makes the basement feel even more intense than before. More phrases show up, a long time ago, and Charles shot. It's hard to tell if it's just random or connected to something that actually happened there, but it hints at a violent past. Jesse ends up feeling like the upstairs part of the cabin is just old and falling apart, but the basement has something completely different going on. He leaves with the strong feeling that whatever is down there not only knew he was there, but could actually interact with him in a way that felt way too real. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.